Hello everybody, True Songbird here again today with video number 2. And today, sorry for the delay on this video, but I've been busy recently. Okay, so for today, here's the main question I would like you to answer. What is a clef? Do you remember that? I mentioned it briefly on my first video, meaning video number 1, that I would be making 3 separate videos for each of the 3 things that are needed to make a staff valid. Okay, so this is the first one. What is a clef? Okay, and here's the side questions I want you to be able to answer. What are the names of all 3 clefs? Yes, I just gave it away. There are 3. Another side question. What clef does your instrument use? Every instrument uses one clef and one clef only, except for the drums. That would depend on which drum you're using. So you use all 3. In other words, you have to learn all 3. Sorry for you guys. And the third question, obviously, what's the difference? Okay, so by the end of this video, I want you to be able to answer the 4 of these questions. If you can't, please rewind and watch again, as this is very essential to learn for music. So first off, what is a clef? A clef determines what notes will be on your staff. What exactly do I mean by that? Well, I'm going to show you. You remember that lovely staff I drew in my first video, right? By the way, whenever I say first video, I do not mean video 0, as that is just an introduction. I mean video number 1, which is where the music lessons began. Okay, so here we go. This staff will be for a treble clef. Here's the notes that will be on it. E, G, B, D, and F. Okay? And then here's the notes that will be in the spaces. F, A, C, E. How are you supposed to remember these? Well, I'm going to tell you. Every good boy does fine. Or some kids in my class says deserve fudge, but that one makes me want to eat ice cream, and I don't want to get fat. So, there we go. Every good boy does fine. I almost said it myself. How do you remember the ones in the spaces? Well, you know how to spell. It spells face. Easy enough, right? So if this is the clef that your instrument uses, these are the notes you need to remember. Okay? And good. Alright, it's zoomed in enough. Okay. How will you know if your instrument uses this if you don't have music yet? I'll go over what instruments use what. Just remember this. Maybe write it down, okay? Moving on to the bass clef. Now, bass, even if you don't know anything about instruments yet, everyone pretty much knows what a bass is. It's a very low-pitched instrument. So if I'm saying there's such thing as a bass clef, I think that you can imagine it's a pretty low-pitched instrument, right? That's what it looks like. And here are your notes. Are you ready? For the lines, it's G, B, D, F, A. For your spaces, it's A, C, E, and G. Alright? And here's the way you're going to remember that. This one's a little bit funnier. Good boys don't fly away. I know, that one's a little more comical, but it works. And here's how you're going to remember the ones in the spaces. All cows eat grass. Another very common saying. And I say it's good to memorize these using phrases. It just makes it so much easier than remembering random letters. Trust me, it does. And now on to the third and final clef. The alto clef. Sorry, there's no way to just erase a certain part of this board. It's either all or nothing. The alto clef looks like this. It's a little bit harder to draw. It actually involves a little coloring. Sorry. Who doesn't like a little coloring, though? Okay, this is your treble clef. Sorry, no. This is your alto clef. Your treble clef was the first one. This is an alto clef. The reason you don't see it very often is because the only instrument that uses it that's common is the viola. No other common instruments use this. What do I mean by common instruments? Instruments that you've heard of. By middle school, I'm going to say. You will see some new instruments going into high school, such as an oboe or bass clarinet. Those a few new ones. But there are still some pretty exotic instruments out there that might use it that I don't know about. So when I say common, I just mean the ones you see in all through high school, you know, common instruments. Okay, so this is your alto clef, and here are your notes. F, A, C, E, and G. Alright, that's for the lines, and here's for the spaces. G, B, D, F. Okay, and here we go with the phrases again. This one's a little bit harder to remember, but it does make sense. Focused attention creates excellent grades. That is a C. I won't hear otherwise. Focused attention creates excellent grades. And now, here's your one for the spaces. I know, if you're immature, you're going to start laughing, but it's the best I can think of, okay? Good boys don't fart. I know. You could laugh. Get it out. Get it out. It's funny. It's easy to remember. It's true. And it works. Okay? So that's what you can use to remember all three. So how would you define a clef? A clef is a symbol that changes the notes on your staff. They're all one on top of another, by the way. At least for two of them. I'm not sure where the alto clef falls here. But the notes on the treble clef fall right above the notes. I always forget how to draw. Yeah, on the bass clef. All the notes of the treble clef are here. All the notes of the bass clef are here. In between is a C. I was not able to find out where exactly the alto clef falls, but I want to guess it's in the middle here somewhere, but I'm not going to put that in your head, because I'm not sure myself. Okay, I defined what a clef is. I said which notes are on which staff, what it does. I named all three, treble, bass, and alto, and I said how they change. So remember those questions I said in the beginning of the video? Make sure you can answer all three of them before moving on to my next video when it comes out. Okay? This is very important. You will use it forever in your music life. Okay? And until next time, True Songbird out.